The 2010s. The time where me myself grew up in. A time where things were simpler. Life was peaceful. Times were good.
Alright, I'm not gonna get into the nostalgic bullshit, bro. The video just started. Please don't click
But
off.
in regards to my situation, I've recently discovered about myself is within anime. And what was released during those early times, which I mean early 2010s anime. I'm not speaking from a sense of nostalgia about what I watched, but the style of what came out at said time. Not merely about what I watched, but the distinct style of that era that invokes a sense of distant familiarity. I know we had our Narutos and Attack on Titans and Bleaches, but it's the random obscure anime as I feel all anime fans have ran up upon. Simple 12-episode anime, have it be a rom-com or an isekai that you enjoyed throughout and moved on. The animation from that era, while not overly dated, carries a comforting charm. It's akin to surreptitiously uncovering old YouTube clips where the familiar yet previously unexplored moments envelop you in a sense of nostalgia for experiences you've never encountered. It's homely in a way. The gimmicks being run through and established like a basis of what the wide pool of anime was for its time. Tropes that we grown at, but it feels right in a way. Stories that seem familiar yet enjoyable nonetheless. Not nostalgic, but a novelty taking the fabricated form of nostalgia. Or in short, neo-nostalgia. Now, I know that we are living in the era of neo-nostalgia nowadays, like TikTok, wherever the fuck you can see it, But I felt this for a while subconsciously when it came to my anime in regards to the recent findings in anime that I've watched. There's Yuru Yuri, following the level formula I adore, which is simply cute girls and cute things. This anime encapsulates this feeling of neo-nostalgia by filling the niche with its genuinely quick pacing. Fun gag humor like Akari not having presence, and the girl shenanigans in the club room. Endearing typical characters like the typical booba girl Haiyore and others girls being like, damn, no booba. And the general atmosphere that reaches out to me upon the familiarity. Now I could say more in this anime, but oh my god, this video we're going for fucking ever. Like, dude, oh my god, you do not understand. Other examples that really encapsulate this feeling can be Rene Boken.
このノートに名前を書かれた者が24時間以内にキスをしないと死にます。私が死にます。
Shinraiku Ikumusume.
めんどくさいでげそう。やっぱあいつかよ。違うんですよ、あれは。
今こそ国家権力の見せ所です。
コスプレなんです。手の込んだコスプレ。これはコスプレ。
Data Live.
ママ、ちゃんとゴミ捨てたよ。
あら、偉かったわね。
Setukoi Yukindima.
何してんのよ。
萩村、なんか駅までの道聞かれたっぽいんだけど。
ミスター。Turn left at the post office and walk straight.
萩村って本当に英語できるんだ。
Thank you,
Yeah.
little girl.
The pet girl Sakura-so.
できたみたい。
おめでた。
And my all-time favorite of an anime, Toradora.
バカチン本当にお風呂に入ってたよ。バカチンね。ボンって、ボンって、ボンだって余計なこと言う。
All of these anime encapsulate that sentiment, even for newcomers, evoking a sense of neo-nostalgia, that feeling you experience even when it's something new. I could even recall Nyaruko Crawling with Love, which I'm watching right now due to it being one of those neo-nostalgic elements that I see within anime. While it may seem simple, girl goes to world to help guy out and guy and girl kind of rom-com-esque type of thing, but like, it's homely in a way. And I feel like for those 2010s era, it's another pillar for me that, while niche, definitely can get that vibe even if you go and watch it. And I feel my feelings are validated by recently discovering a masterwork of an anime that encapsulates this feeling in its entirety, eliciting the creation of this video in the first place. The Monogatari series. Monogatari being known as the weird anime that critics praise, but I'm here to not get into all that, more of get you to enjoy the more simpler aspects and see where I'm coming here. Well, enjoy Monogatari from a simpler perspective. Definitely not foreshadowing for a future video. But anyway, Monogatari in short is about a guy named Araragi Koyomi, in which he finds a wounded near-death vampire and decides to help her by having her suck his blood. Later on, events happen to soon enough have her reside alongside Araragi with the help of Oshinomeme to help girls suffering from different aberrations such as spirits, ghosts, animals, and entities in the town. But I'm wanting to highlight how Monogatari is the epiphany of 2010's anime, to its rich, diverse, hot as fuck, I mean amazing character designs, and its mind-blowing, mesmerizing, and thought-provoking character interactions, to its dreamlike world and aesthetic ahead of this time, to the modern era of liminal aesthetics and dreamlike atmospheres, to its experimental soundtracks being a very early form of lo-fi and just chill music in general. This anime, in my interpretation, is the embodiment of making you feel that new nostalgia for those early times. Monogatari pushes the perspective where the scenery and dialect seem ancient and intrinsic, while throwing in those initial charms and gimmicks we all know and love. Monogatari captures the very essence of 2010's anime. From a simple view, you can see that everything Monogatari tries to demonstrate in its understandability is this alone. The vibe throws you into a loop of that same new nostalgic hit, with its loop soundtracks and focused on dynamics of the characters and the appeal they bring to the show alone. All while very convoluting of a series, from its basis, it feels very familiar, as if you were watching it on release day. And for instance, even the openings in ED can feel nostalgic in its own right, having they literally look like AMVs. From beginning to end, Monogatari sets a consistent precedent that naturally exemplifies my reasoning on the matter at hand. And while being critically acclaimed, Monogatari can exemplify the anime BS we all know and love from said random rom-com, etc. And just anime we'd find in those early times of the 2010s. I mean, at the end of the day, Monogatari is just a glorified harem in its own right, and the building blocks for it in a way. But, you know, I would never stoop to that level, but I love that I can, because that's the initial charm that it gives for an anime you'd find in those early times. The realm of anime is boundlessly vast, presenting an infinite spectrum of anime to choose from any time period. And I believe at the moment, I think we are still on that high of the golden age of anime. Yet the anime in the 2010s always intrigued me, whether it be for the time period where AMVs were still vastly popular, or that anime discussion was still very niche and a very enshrouded cultural medium. It's a special feeling that I think is connected and contrary to anime, the time of YouTube's golden age. Per se, the golden age of the internet. The silly video compilations of funny moments or anime cracks you'd see on said anime with the same joke being run through again and again. Yet, there's a charm to it, showing new beginnings and early times for the medium. And I feel this all goes back to discovering a new anime from said time period. This sentiment of feeling familiar, yet totally new from where or how you watch it, with it either being 480 or 720p. The feeling is there. It's like going back and watching old VHS tapes and feeling nostalgic for that time you never once lived. Maybe it's stemming back to a perspective of these new beginnings and coming to understand the medium as a whole. Maybe it is just me looking too deep into it. It's like experiencing deja vu without ever consciously recognizing anything as familiar initially. It's almost dreamlike, hence the Monogatari series. throwing me into a realm with scenes so bizarre, having multiple perspectives yet screaming for my own to be heard. So encapsulating that it invokes remembrance, and it's an example of what is to me the embodiment of a viewer's experience to feel that new nostalgic feeling within the 2010s anime era.